You told yourself tonight would be different. You'd be in bed by 10. No scrolling. No random YouTube rabbit holes. No eating cereal at midnight standing over the kitchen sink. You had a plan. A good one. And then somewhere around 8 p.m., something shifted. And now it's 1 a.m. You're watching a video about the psychology of night routines. And the dishes are still in the sink. This isn't laziness. This isn't a lack of discipline. And it's definitely not a character flaw. What's actually happening in your brain at night is one of the most fascinating, misunderstood stories in all of psychology. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your nighttime self the same way again. Let's start here. You are not broken. Whatever your night looks like, the chaos, the stillness, the rituals you can't explain, the habits you can't shake, none of it means something is wrong with you. Your brain at night is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's trying to take care of you. The fact that it doesn't always look graceful from the outside doesn't mean it isn't working. The night is not just the absence of day. Psychologically, it's an entirely different emotional landscape. And your brain knows this. Here's the first thing science keeps finding, and it quietly explains so much. During the day, you are largely performing. Not in a fake way, just in the way that social creatures perform. You respond to cues. You modulate your voice, your face, your needs. You manage how you come across. You are, in the language of psychology, in a state of social regulation. Your nervous system is constantly reading the room and adjusting. And then night comes. The external demands start to drop away. The messages slow down. The audience disappears. And your nervous system, which has been holding a subtle tension all day, finally begins to exhale. This is why so many people feel a kind of quiet electricity after 10 p.m. It's not insomnia. It's not anxiety. It's decompression. Your body catching up to the fact that the performance is over. The tragedy is that most people interpret this feeling as a reason to stay up, and they're not entirely wrong. That post-10 p.m. version of you isn't undisciplined. They're finally present. But here's where it gets interesting. That same decompression that feels like freedom also opens a door your brain keeps shut during daylight hours. Psychologists sometimes call it the default mode network, the part of your brain that activates when you stop doing and start just being. It's responsible for self-reflection, emotional processing, memory consolidation. It's the part of you that replays the conversation from 3 years ago, that imagines futures, that sits with questions you don't have answers to yet. During the day, tasks suppress this network. Your to-do list is, in a very real sense, a way of muting your inner life. And at night, when the tasks dissolve, the inner life returns. This is why night feels heavier for some people. It's not that bad things happen after dark. It's that you finally have enough silence to hear what you've been carrying. Think about the rituals you've built around this, the specific order you wash your face, the show you only watch at night, the snack that doesn't taste the same at noon, the way you need the room a certain temperature, the pillow in a certain position, the blanket arranged just so. These aren't quirks. They are anchors. Attachment theory, originally developed to describe how children bond with caregivers, tells us something quietly important about adult nighttime behavior. We are most psychologically vulnerable when we are alone, still, and in the dark. Not because darkness is dangerous, but because stillness removes distraction and leaves us with ourselves. And the self, at night, can feel like a lot to sit with, so we create surrogate certainties. A familiar show is a predictable world. A warm drink is a sensory signal to the body that says, you are safe. A specific pillow arrangement is, in miniature, an act of control in a life that often doesn't offer much of it. Your nighttime rituals are not childish. They are ancient. They are your nervous system building a nest. And then there's what happens when the routine falls apart. You've had those nights, the ones where you can't get comfortable, where the room feels wrong, where you lie there and the thoughts arrive like uninvited guests and refuse to leave. And you probably blamed yourself, called yourself anxious, called yourself a bad sleeper, decided something was wrong with your mind. But psychologists studying sleep and emotion regulation have found something more compassionate than that. The difficulty of falling asleep is often not about sleep at all. It's about unprocessed activation. Your nervous system came into the night still running at a frequency it never had the chance to lower. The meetings, the noise, the low-grade stress of being a person in the world. It has to go somewhere. And if you didn't have space to feel it during the day, the night becomes the container. This is the part nobody tells you. Insomnia is often just emotion looking for a door. Now consider how this changes across your life. The teenager who stays up until 3 a.m. isn't just defiant. Their circadian rhythm genuinely shifts during adolescence. Biology, not behavior. And more than that, the night is often the only time a teenager feels any sense of autonomy. The day belongs to parents, teachers, expectations. The night is theirs. Staying up late is, in a very real sense, a claim on selfhood. The adult who wakes at 5 a.m. and calls it a victory is doing something different. They're using the early morning the same way the teenager used the late night, for solitude, for a self that exists outside of obligation. The behavior looks different. The psychology is identical, and the older adult who finds sleep lighter, more fragmented, less reliable. This too is the body in transition, not in failure. The architecture of sleep changes throughout life. What you needed at 20 is not what you need at 50. The brain adapts, sometimes slowly, sometimes imperfectly, but always with intent. Whatever your nights look like right now, they make sense for where you are. The scrolling before sleep. It's stimulation seeking from a nervous system that doesn't quite know how to downshift without help. The late night eating. It's often emotional hunger, real and valid, reaching for comfort in the only language it knows after midnight. The staying up too late even when you're exhausted. Psychologists have a name for it. Revenge bedtime procrastination. The quiet rebellion of reclaiming time from a day that gave you none. None of these are failures. They are adaptations. The perfect night routine, as it turns out, is not the one in the wellness videos. It's not 17 steps and a silk pillowcase and 17 supplements and lights out at 9:47 p.m. The perfect night routine is the one your nervous system trusts. It's the collection of small signals, rituals, and quiet moments that tell your body, the day is done, you made it, you are safe now. For some people that's tea and silence. For others it's noise and light and a show they've already seen. For others it's a long walk into the dark and back. There is no wrong answer. There is only what your particular nervous system has learned to use as home. And maybe that's the most human thing about the night. It reveals us. Not the version we present to the world, but the version that exists underneath. Quiet. Still. Doing the best it knows how. You don't need to fix your nights. You just need to understand them. And now, a little more, you do.